And what's up, y'all? And welcome back to another episode of the Tricology. And welcome back to another episode of that Dynamite review show. And I know we was gone last week because I was out of town with family. It was for a funeral. You know how that things happen 2 weeks ago. And then last week, we had to take last week off as well because my co-host here had a that family come through. You know how sometimes family is. You got to be with your family most of the time and anything. But not to worry, y'all. We are back with another episode, and we are fresh off from the amazing AEW slash New Japan pay-per-view extravaganza, which was Forbidden Door. But even though the pay-per-view some say it was kind of cursed because of the injuries what happened, but overall, the pay per view itself was the I would definitely give it a 4 out of 5 stars to it, just to be exact. But before we dive in to the Forbidden Door and read out the results, let's welcome back our co-host for the show, Leland Benford. What's up, brother?
What is good, everybody? Good to be back, Trico. Good to have you back, man. I was looking forward to talking about Forbidden Door and talking about Dynamite and everything that's been going on in AEW. You know, they just had a busy like the big extravaganza to kind of have their restart and like their kind of rest period because they have been burning the candle on both ends for the past month. And, you know, due to that, we got so many injuries right now. But now we got some new faces as well. So crazy last month for AEW.
Oh yeah, for sure. And let me read out the results from Forbidden Door. I'm not gonna go through the pre-show, and but I'm just gonna go through just to see through the main show, and so the all right. So first of the match, we had a 6-man tag, and the winner of it would get a team advantage for the Blood and Guts match. It was the team of Chris Jericho, Minoru Suzuki, and Sammy Guevara defeating Eddie Kingston, Soto Ota, and Wheeler Yuta. And then you have FTR winning the three-way winner takes all match for the ROH and the IWGP Tag Team titles. Pat winning the Fatal 4-way to become the inaugural All-Atlantic champion. The Cruiser Attitude with team of Darby, Sting, Santos Dakota, defeating the Bullet Club with and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, and El Paso, and then Thunder Rosa defeating Tony Young, retaining the AEW Women's title. Will Ospreay defeating Orange Cassidy to retain the IWGP United States Heavyweight title. Claudio and his AEW debut, and also the newest member of the Blackpool Combat Club, defeating Zack Jr. And then Jay White winning another fatal 4-way to retain the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. And then the main event of the night, Jon Moxley defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi to become the interim AEW World Champion.
So what did you think about Forbidden Door, man? What was your opinion about it?
Man, I say this was a great pay-per-view from top to bottom. I say it was great as Revolution. So Revolution and Forbidden Door are my top favorite AEW pay-per-views for this year. The only thing I didn't like is the ending. I understand they were trying to build up to Forbidden Door, but that ending wasn't necessary. It's more necessary when you try to do a go-home show to the pay-per-view, not when at the ending of a pay-per-view. That's the only thing I didn't like. But everything else talked about was a great pay-per-view.
Yeah, facts. So there was a couple that the ending of it, you know, but I mean I understand the ending of it. They was trying to, you know, still sell Blood and Guts. but it did seem like it was a little much happening there because you just had this really good match. Then we had this break in. But talk about some of the achievements of the night. Pac being the first All Atlantic champion. That was a hell of a match between those four guys. Even my man, what was his name? Corey. I have wrote his name down. I never even heard of the guy before. But Corey came out to be something kind of good, and he got over. But yeah, I think overall the show was just a really well done show. Couple of hits and misses there, here and there. But I mean, the combination, Clark, that was his name. Let's go, Clark. I'm looking at my notes from that night. FTR, what a big night for them, being the new IWGP champions. I mean, who would have seen that coming? To let for New Japan to let their belts, be on AEW TV for a while. I mean, those guys, they got 3 belts from 3 different promotions now. I mean, they're hotter than the AEW tag team champions. I think they definitely. I think FTR is the most over tag team in all of wrestling right now. They can go on any promotion and be over, the moment their music hit. So I think they're possibly the biggest tag team in the world at the moment. What was some of my other big things that was there? I really like the back to that 3-way tag match with the FTR and Roppongi and Cobb and my guy. I think when Cash got his head set on, that kind of rubbed him the wrong way. That's kind of disrespectful. I don't remember that moment. But there was a lot of cool matches, a lot of good competition. It felt hard hitting. Everyone brought their best, even with all the injuries that's happening right now. Tony Khan was still able to put on a really good show. Even without some of his top stars, and bringing in Claudio, who is a top guy the moment he walks in any promotion. And dude, looking at him even last night, because I don't want to skip around too much, but even looking at him last night, he is just a big man, like WWE always has a lot of big guys. So sometimes you can not notice how big these guys are until they get around smaller guys. And like seeing him around smaller guys, or he just got bigger since he's been off. But man, it's just a huge dude. But it's great to see him on my TV on AEW. He is a hell of a talent. Great match between him and Zack Sabre Jr. That was one of my highlights of the night. Also, another highlight of that night was Orange Cassidy and Will Ospreay. I think they put on a phenomenal match. I think a lot of people was not thinking that match was going to be as good as it was going to be, and I think it was a hell of a match, probably the match of the night. Mox and Tanahashi, they just really tore down the place. I mean, these are two just top of their talent athletes. And Tanahashi, I think he has more good days behind him than in front of him. I could be 100% wrong, but he's been doing it for a very long time. And this felt like a big, like WrestleMania type match, like the atmosphere, the two of them, the mix of styles. This was a great event for AEW, and I think is one that definitely needs a part 2 and a part 3. And then if you can get AEW, Ring of Honor, and New Japan in there, for like, almost how, WWE does their Raw, SmackDown, NXT when they used to do that type of stuff. This could be like a Survivor Series type kind of event about, winner takes all, what company gets the most wins through the night. Now, I know there was a lot of politics that happened on this first one from what I'm hearing, especially with like Andrade and Penta and Ray Phoenix. They wasn't able to compete because of their ties to AAA. But I think this definitely could be a big Survivor Series type thing going forward. And it felt like a big deal, and it was handled like a big deal. And other than a couple of finishes here and there, which, I mean, it happens, this was still, I think, overall 8 or 9 out of 10 show for me.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great pay. We talked about it. My question is, could we get another one next year?
I think so. I think they have to.
Please remember.
And do you see it being an all Chicago thing? Because they're already sold out when it first went on sale, and then they did another additional tickets, and it was crazy. Normally in the United Center, they usually they hold like 20,000. They
Yeah.
sold enough seats up there, and even though I don't know if it'll be an all Chicago thing because that usually is for all out, but we'll see what happens there. But other than that, this was the aftermath of the uh, Forbidden Door, and this was the Bloody Guts. So after that, the show started off with Orange Cassidy versus Ethan Page. And Orange Cassidy has a new theme song. It's called "Shade" from Jefferson Starship, and
Yeah.
that was very interesting. And before the match, Dan Lambert came out with a bottle of orange juice in his hand. Jesus Christ! And he talking about, oh, yeah, let the best friends go in the back. And, oh, really? If they should go in the back. They usually go in the back, y'all, because you know you're going to do something
Well, I
stupid.
guess he has his
But
manager's card.
yeah, exactly. That's all that was. But and also this was Orange Cassidy's first Dynamite match since he had that shoulder injury. But he came back last night for Big North, so that was his first match there. But yesterday was his last match on Dynamite, so that was a huge thing. But but yeah, Orange Cassidy versus Ethan Page. It had to start. Orange Cassidy has to do the hands pocket thing. So it was the back and forth match. The final moment of the match, Page flipped off a kid in the crowd. What he was saying, but Orange counter with a brainbuster attempt into a stunner before nearly a spinning DT for a near fall. Orange called for Orange punch, which is also a Superman punch. Later hopped on the apron. Orange gave him his light stretch and then took Lambert's orange juice, drank some, and spit it in his face before hitting two orange boxes to Ethan Page and a body slam, which kind of try to sell the Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant body slam. So
Right.
that's what it kind of felt like. Yeah, for the win. Afterwards, the best friends did their signature pose after the match.
That was the only reason why Chuck Taylor was out there, was to be that hug.
Oh
That's
yeah.
the only reason. I haven't seen him on AEW in a minute. It seems like AEW might be cleaning the house of a couple of guys too. Did you see the report that Alan Angels is not going to be? They did not offer him another contract.
Oh yeah, I saw.
And I'm actually cool with that. I was never really a fan of Alan Angels, like, to be honest. But I hate to see that the Dark Order is kind of being picked apart. Not sure why they didn't want to keep Stu. I think Stu was a great talent. But to talk about this match, first off, this was in Detroit, Michigan, my hometown. Oh, I wish I could be there. And I was kind of worried that they were not selling a lot of tickets because the way AEW has been promoting Blood and Guts, and they were saying tickets are still available, and it seemed like they were really pushing it. So I wasn't sure if they were selling like that. But in my mind, I grew up in Detroit. I know Detroit is a wrestling town. You know, when I was there when Stone Cold Steve Austin drove the Zamboni down to the ring to attack Vince McMahon in a ring full of Detroit police officers. So I know Detroit has wrestling history, and I know Detroit is a wrestling town. And I was so happy when it came on, and I seen that place filled with 13,000 AEW fans in the brand new Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. So they were super excited. The crowd was exactly what I thought the crowd would be. And that crowd really helped make this show feel bigger. And they went crazy for Orange Cassidy now that he's back using his theme song that he uses in the Indies. I mean, that's a big song to have it on AEW. That's one thing anyways. But Orange Cassidy was really good in this match. I think the story that they told was really good. And to win with a body slam, that's classic pro. That's as classic as you can get. Body slam victory. I mean, of course, he had an orange punch before that body slam, but great opener to this match, and the crowd was behind it. And I'm happy to see Ethan Page getting some time. I think he's a heck of a talent, so I'm really happy to see him getting some time on TV.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because you got to sell the men of the year, especially Scorpio Sky being the TNT champion, and we'll get to him in a second. But moving forward on to the show, Tony Schiavone introduced Christian Cage, and if you guys didn't catch up with it, so Young Bucks, Jurassic Express become the new and first ever two-time AEW Tag Team Champion. And then, afterwards, Christian Cage pull out the heel turn. And oh my goodness. And then last week, he cut a promo like, oh my God. You think what you're saying? MJ who? Yeah, after that promo last week, oh my God. But that was crazy. But this week, Christian was asked about what he had to say about trying out the Bulls, and then he was asked about management to come out and apologize for the comments that he made last week, specifically about Jungle Boy's mother that he said. So that it was crazy. Oh my God, you feel like Rich might be Jungle Boy's new daddy. Yeah, well, but entirely Christian Cage. Oh my God! But Christian Cage, Jungle Boy, I'm sorry, your entire family is dead. But he cut this to say everyone except Jungle Boy's mother. Like, oh my goodness! Like, yeah, this is crazy. So Christian said the only good thing coming out of Detroit that is closer to Canada. That's very interesting. And so and he may have requested a match this week, but it's not for him. It was for Luchasaurus. And I'm surprised that Luchasaurus came up, at the last week. Christian Luchasaurus was about to beat down Christian, but Christian calmed me down and wanted to talk backstage. But like when he came out with a new music, new bit, and a new gimmick, oh my God, Luchasaurus went to the dark side.
Crazy. So real quick about this segment, because the Serpento, there's no point in talking about the Serpento match, like Serpentico match. It was a squash match, But first off, Christian is doing great as MJF. He filled in that MJF spot. And I hope that MJF notices that, hey man, what you're doing can be done by someone else. Like, so you might want to, it's being done. He's getting the same shock value. He's hitting the same notes that MJF will, and it's just as entertaining. It's even greater because Christian is such a pro and such a vet that he's going to do things that MJF can't do. So I'm happy they're doing this to kind of put MJF a little bit in his place, I would say, like, yo, bro, like, let's make money together. Let's do all of this. I'm sure MJF is making great money, and I'm sure his merch is selling like hotcakes. So, yeah, the fact that he's mad, anyway, that's a different story. That's a different video, right? So, but when the Luchasaurus came out, Evil Swords, when he came out, I was like, man, this gave me like Kane feelings for a second, you know, like with the fire and everything. I was like, holy crap, they just kind of, and they got like organs in the music. I'm like, crap, this kind of remind me of Kane for a second. But then he came out in the all black and got the black tail and the black beard and the black mouth and the black clothes, the black mask. I'm like, holy crap, I never thought I wanted to see a heel Luchasaurus until I saw it, and now I want more heel Luchasaurus. So I think this is really cool what they're doing to kind of keep this storyline going while Jungle Boy is injured. I can't wait to see what this new monster Luchasaurus character will be doing in the future.
Yeah, but this is all leading to Jungle Boy versus Christian sometime at All Out. This is what it's leading to. But well, not too much until then. But let's talk about Luchasaurus. He went one on one with Stefano. Like I said, it was a squash match, and he locked in the nerve hold snap trap for the win in like under a minute. And then after the match, Christian was to continue the attack, and he did a choke slam onto the floor.
That choke slam looked like it hurt, like legit hurt.
Oh my god, that's like, I wonder what Jungle Boy's gonna do that when he returns.
Yeah, that'll like it hurt. But yeah, excited to see Hillosaurus and what he's going to be doing in the future.
It's gonna be very soon. Backstage, we had Scorpio Sky, the TT champion, and Wardlow face to face. I said he was the champion for a reason. Wardlow said he doesn't care about American top team. He said he will beat everyone else and he'll take home the title. And Sky challenged him for a match next week's Dynamite in a street fight for the DT title. Right. So we see the end of Scorpio's title win game.
Yeah, it made me happy. I'm looking forward to this match. Hey, do you know what Scorpio got injured or why he's on the injured list?
I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was during the last match that he had with Sandy, or was it during the last couple of matches that he had. One of the two.
Gotcha. It seemed like he's recovering pretty quick, and they still got him on TV and everything. So, yeah, it must not be, must not gonna have him down for too long, whatever it is.
Yeah, but it's official next week. Street fight, Scorpio Sky, Wardlow for the TNT title. So that's official next week. But moving forward, Matt Cassidy, they had to do the clean rap, call it Dan Hansley, Juggalo, and Monkey Flynn, MMI's drinking water. This was billed as Dan Hansley alongside two mystery partners who turned out to be the AAA, IWGP, and Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions FTR. So we had FTR TR with Dan Hansley versus Mad Cats in the in a trios match. And in the final moments of the match, the Demon Wolf landed a pump kick on Austin and went for the go to sleep. Billy distracted the official and Bush ran in with the crutch. So it got me thinking: was he really, or was he just selling the wheelchair thing? I don't know, but yeah, he ran in with the crutch. He has healed up from his injury, but Dan Hansen avoided the crutch strike, which struck Austin, and then Dan Hansen went for the cover for the win. And then after the match, Austin shoved Bowens. Billy defended the Acclaim and his son's back. So is there any tension between the Acclaim and the Gun Club here, or everything's gonna get smoothed out, or and then and also what is Billy Gunn stand on this? Because obviously he was defending the Acclaim over his sons. So what's the deal
Yeah,
here?
interesting little storytelling. I wasn't expecting to kind of have this storytelling with this group. I kind of looked at them as like, uh, man, I feel like with Billy Gunn though, like being there, like I feel like we're gonna be getting like some DX vibes and coming in more like the whole scissor me, did it? They're fun to watch. Like this whole group is fun to watch, and I hope there's not a breakup. I think it's just storytelling. But I like the ass voice with that claim. First off, going back to Caster's rap, he referenced so many Michigan things that it was great. You know, me being a Michigander, Juggalos is a Michigan, started in Michigan. Being close to Canada, it's true. You can see Canada from if you're in Detroit, you look across the river, that's Canada. And then also drinking the water from Flint. So great Michigan references from Caster. Are coming out, huge pop. Danhausen saying, I think these guys can wrestle good, and this FTR come out. By the way, Dax is super over. When he gets tagged, people go crazy for him now. And also just a really good match between them. It was a little bit of a botch between Austin Gunn and Dax with a hip toss. But overall, the match came out pretty good. And the story elements at the end, I wasn't expecting, so I'm pleasantly surprised and happy to see Bowens back on his feet. But rather than that, this match I think was really solid, and I'm looking forward to kind of seeing how they play around with this story. Will Billy Gunn continue to, take up for the Acclaim? What if Billy Gunn becomes the manager just for the Acclaim and not his sons? That'd be odd. That'd be a good storytelling. And what about a good, nice rivalry between Acclaim and the Ass Boys now?
Yeah, it definitely might lead to that, but we'll see what happens there. But Jay Lethal, Sutton Dunn, and Sutton Unseen cut a video promo backstage. Dunn and Lethal demand Joe to sign the contract to defend the ROH World Television title at the ROH next pay per view in the last week of July, which is before Honor pay per view. And Satnam said, Jay is going to kill you. So yeah, so that's one of the main matches that's going to be announced for Ring of Honor's next pay per view. Definitely for Honor. So it's going to be very interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to that show as well. If you think Supercon of Honor was great, I can't imagine what definitely before Honor is going to do.
Yeah, I enjoy these promos from Daly for keeping his storyline alive. My man's is huge, dude. He's just a big guy. But yeah, I enjoy these promos. Jay Lethal does a great promo. Looking forward to Joe coming back. Let me put a date on it now.
Oh yeah, it's just only a matter of time. When Joe
And
comes
Joe
back.
just has like a shoulder injury, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's selling like a shoulder injury. I don't know what the real injury is, but I know he's selling a shoulder injury.
yeah. So we had a open challenge TBS championship match with Jay Cargill going one on one with Leda Gray. So it wasn't all that. It was just a couple of little squash matches as always. With Jay finishing off with the pump kick and then hitting the Jay for the win. It's just a couple of minutes. Jay goes 34-0. So after the match, Hathaway was about to speak, but Jay grabbed the mic and said, I am tired of everyone in the back bitching him on, and she demands Hathaway to give her some real competition. And Hathaway said, only someone who did not even work for AEW has the warehouse to step up. He called Athena lazy, and Athena and Chris Stanley ran out and attacked Jade and Hogan. But by surprise, Ray surprised them by stopping Athena from hitting the old face, and Jay and company stood tall. So we got a new member of the baddies in Leda Gray. So uh So, what do you see Leia Gray's future in the baddies?
She might just be there until Red Velvet comes back. Because you can't say the baddies if it's only Kiera Hogan. Um, so I think they might just have a nice little replacement for her until Velvet comes back. Interesting dynamic, getting beat and then helping her at the end. I wish Athena had a chance to hit the old face on Jay, because that finisher is just phenomenal. I love seeing it every time she does it. But I kind of just want Athena to kind of get a couple of more matches, like, because wins and losses matter in AEW, and if she's not out there hitting it, if she's not out there hitting, getting those wins, then how can she take claim for the TBS title? Especially if it was an open challenge opportunity. If this is blood and guts, this is a big show. Why not take advantage and put Athena, one of your new women's stars, out there, somebody's doing a run in. So I did have a issue with that. It would have been great if this was an Athena match that Jade interfered in. I think that could have worked, but why not have Athena out there? She's a huge star, and I know she wasn't cheap, so why not have her out there doing matches? I want to see more Athena. I need her wins and loss records to go up. You could have her catch up with Jade in the next 2-3 months. If she's doing shows on Dark, shows on Elevation, shows on Dynamite, shows on Rampage, you can have her catch up to Jade with her win-loss record.
I mean, they could be selling this for the upcoming Battle of the Belts 3 show. I think that's in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, but I want to see more Athena. She's a big star, so let's see more of her.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Where this match is headed, because they don't want no physicality with Athena and with Jade, because they want to sell it. Like they want to sell it. That no contact. Like they're trying to build this up as being Jade Cargill's a big opponent in Athena. So I think I kind of see where they're going here, and obviously this has taken place at Battle of the Belts 3, but we'll see where it goes from there. That's what I'm thinking as far as booking is concerned. But
yeah, so that was my big gripe with this. I love seeing Athena out there, but didn't get enough of her last night. I wanted her in a match. Let's see a match. I need more matches from Athena.
Yeah, we definitely Athena needs more matches before facing Jade. But Young Bucks backstage, they say Hiroshi Goto and Yoshi Hashi a shot at that AEW World Tag Team Championship, but they must beat them first. Eliminator match this coming Rampage.
Yeah, the crowd popped for that.
Oh yeah, and that brings up the Rampage card for this Friday. As we mentioned, the Young Bucks versus Chaos, and Hiroshi Goto and Yoshi Hashi. Tony Storm versus Nyla Rose, and then the first ever the Royal Rampage, a 20-man battle royal for the interim AEW World for a shot at the interim AEW World Championship match. So when they say the Royal Rampage, is it going to be similar to the Royal Rumble?
The Royal Rampage. Yeah, let's do it. New guy every minute. Dope. Let's do it.
I don't know. It could be just a regular battle royal. I don't know. But
yeah, because usually when they say battle royal, that's like all the guys starting in the ring at once, But I know AEW has their whole thing with the cards and this book of people come out. But the royal part, I'm not sure what they're talking about with the royal part. And I was trying to even think about like something that's like Detroit related. And I couldn't even think about anything like why it'll be called the Royal Rampage. So we'll see what the gimmick is next week. Well, not next week, but tomorrow. We'll see what that gimmick is all about. But who would you like to see Jon Moxley fight for a chance at the interim AEW championship?
Oh, you got a lot of people. You got Darby, you got Andrade, you got Ethan Page, you got Malachi Black. The possibility we don't know who's gonna win. But all we know that John Moxley is waiting for CM Punk to come back, and I feel like that match is going to happen at All Out to determine the undisputed AEW champion. But until then, we don't know who's going to win the Royal Rampage. We don't know when that match is going to take place. Probably going to happen at Battle of Bells 3 or some kind of special show down the road until we get to All Out.
Oh yeah, it's a couple of good options for a nice battle with John Moxley. But man, he is just on the top of his game. He has been doing. I mean, he's just he's in the zone, man. He's got this company on his back right now, and he's a perfect champion for the company. The first ever two-time AEW champion. Even though this one is an interim, it still I think counts to his record because he is holding that belt right now. And he is the face of the company right now. He is the guy that they're going to be putting in these main events. It is nobody else that I think perfect right now to kind of be in that position. So good call on them. I know like having it vacant or whatever. I like the fact that I think that CM Punk is going to be healing and I'm going to hear his music come up. He's going to have that belt and John Moxley's going to have that belt and they're going to fight it out to see who's going to be the AEW champion going forward. Will they give it right back to Punk or will be John doing such a good job? They're like, you know what? Let's keep it on John. That is an opportunity. That is a real possibility. Let's keep it on John until we're ready to get it off and then CM Punk can take it back. Because what if, that's when MJF pops back up to mess with Punk during that match and he loses his belt to John Moxley, So it's a lot of opportunity here. And I'm glad they decided to have it because it's just more story they can tell later.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I can't wait for CM Punk to come back so we got that undisputed title match. But right now, that's what we're discussing for today's episode. We talking about blood and guts. That's what we're here for. So the main event was about to begin. Jim was joined on commentary as they lowered the cage. Also, William Regal joined commentary during Claudio's entrance. The Jericho appreciation he said it came out in all matches ran outfits. He had a kendo stick when he made his entrance, and Santana had a barbed wire baseball bat, and Ortiz had a awesome face paint. And in case you guys didn't know, Blood and Guts, this is a simple classic war game. But to win this match, you have to win like either submission or surrender. So that's what the difference between the war games in WWE and Blood and Guts in AEW. So that's this was a great war games style match. Do you think this one was better or the one before that with the Inner Circle and the Pinnacle? Which one do you think was better? This one or the other one?
I think this one was much better. I think this one, first off, this one had a crowd. The other one didn't. It was pandemic TV. This one I felt like was this one felt more violent. This one felt a little bloodier. This one felt a little bit more chaotic. But I also felt like it was structured better with having a door on each side and the guy standing out there. And then also like what they were showing on TV when they compared to like when it was going on commercial break. That was a big complaint about the other one was like, man, this should have been on pay-per-view because of these commercial breaks. I'm missing everything. But I feel like this one was much better planned as far as what they were showing when they were on TV compared to what they were showing on break. We did miss some stuff on break, but they did show it on replay. So I think this one was production value was better. It was put together better. The fact that there was a crowd there made it feel more exciting, felt better. I feel like it was bloodier. It was a little bit more violent. So I like this one more than I like the first one.
Oh yeah, and I have to say, John Moxley Claudio 2.0, and Sammy was the MVPs for this match.
All right, fact. Sammy, hats off to Sammy Guevara. He went into that match just getting ready to throw his body to the wind. Also, I got excited when I was like, man, it's Claudio versus Sammy. Like, just having Sammy Guevara go against a guy like Claudio. And that's what made me think about how big Claudio is compared to like Sammy Guevara. We also had a chance to see a mini reunion between the We the People with Jack Hagar and Claudio in the ring. I forgot that they were a tag team, until I saw them together. It was like, oh crap, I forgot that they used to tag together, man. And it was a hell of a team in WWE. So we got a chance to see those two in the same ring again, which was great. Did you want to go? I mean, it's kind of hard to kind of go down the beats of this match because it's just a car wreck. It's a train wreck. It's like everything. This person's getting hit over here. This person's getting thrown into tax over here. This, it's just so much going on. But we did have an injury, another injury with Santana. And I know he was excited for this match, and he only lasted like 30 seconds before he had a knee injury.
Yeah, absolutely. So we did mention Sammy Guevara and Claudio start out the match, and then afterwards Garcia was the first entry to come out, and then Yuta came in, and then after that the first two entrants, then Jake Hager was next, and then who came out, and then John Moxley came out next, and then after Moxley. Who came out next? Parker was next, and then after Parker, it was Ortiz. I think Ortiz who came out next, and then another person came out for who was it? Mentor. Yeah, after Ortiz, it was Mentor who came out next, and Dan Santana, and then afterwards Jericho was the final one, and also Eddie Kingston was the final one. So that was the order of people who entered into the cage, and then as you guys know, Bloody Guns do not start until our team has entered the cage. So after Kingston was the last person to come in, then the match officially started. But it was going on back and forth before the match even start. But everybody was in control for one another, and in the final moments of the match ended when Jericho and Kingston went on top of the cage, and Jericho put on the walls of Jericho on Kingston on the structure. Claudio climbed and booted Jericho to break up the submission. He gave Jericho a big swing on top of the cage, went for the sharpshooter, but Meadow climbed up and cut him off. Kingston locked Jericho in the stretch bomb, just like he did at Revolution to beat Jericho. But Claudio applied the sharpshooter and then managed to tap out there, giving the Blackpool Comic Club for the win. But also, I wanted to mention Sammy Guevara hit the sale because I thought we were gonna get a repeat when Jericho failed when MJF pushed Jericho off from last year. I thought we was gonna get a repeat there, but Sammy took the fall there, and they even referenced from the Undertaker Mankind Hell in a Cell match. That was a reference there when Kingston looked like he was going to throw Jericho off the cage, but Sammy took the fall there and then into a bunch of tables. So that was a good sale there. But after the match, Kingston was kind of upset that Claudio the guy went over, but Yeah, it looked like I thought Jericho was going to be the one to tap first, but yeah, Beto was the first one to tap out. So yeah, but after all, um, yeah, Santana was injured, and he was injured that he's gonna go to the top of the cage to celebrate with the Blackpool comeback when they went top the structure to celebrate. So I saw that there, but um, but the question really is, but with Claudio getting the win for the Blackpool comeback, is Kingston and Jericho really over here just because of that? And where does this lead from here?
Yeah, so great storytelling, like playing up to the fact that Claudio and Kingston has a very public history of not liking each other. Kingston has been very open on Twitter about not liking them. Now, I think I said in our chat group, it doesn't matter. I think if these guys have an opportunity to make money, that's matter more. And if this rivalry is going to help save me, make them money, that's what matters. But I mean, look how quick AEW is to pivot with the story. They know people know about this rivalry, and now they have Claudio come and get this win on the lowest member of the JAS. And this was really about Kingston and Jericho from the get go. But now Kingston doesn't feel like he is satisfied because he didn't make Jericho tap. Claudio gets the win. He comes in and steal the glory from Kingston in his new promotion. You know, so how can they work this into an angle to make money and have new stories to talk about while their main guys are on the injured list? And this is a way to do that. But I don't know if you picked it up. I'm sure some keen eye fans did, just like me yesterday. But when the match was over, Kingston had said to Claudio, "Hey, I messed my back up. I can't move. Something happened." And if you go back and watch, Kingston sits in the same spot while everyone's up, and then he finally gets on his feet, but he doesn't move. He stays in the exact same spot. I would be interested to see how he got off the top of that cage yesterday. I would love to see footage of that because I feel like he was really hurt. Now it could have been a sale, but I don't think he knew people could read his lips like they did. But he may be injured as well. We may hear stories about him being injured, or it might just be a slight adjustment that he has to do. But yeah, this match set. Like, hats off to Sammy for taking that dive off the top. I was wondering why that timekeeper's table looked weird from the whole show, and now we know why. They did a better job this time of hiding some of the crash pads and things like that. And for any wrestling fan who gets mad if there's crash pads there, like, okay, there's only one Mick Foley, and Mick Foley's God. And we're not going to see anyone attempt that Mick Foley spot ever. We're not going to see someone get slammed through a cage and land on a mat ever. That's the only, like, Mick Foley is the only person who would say yes, or not even ask for permission, but just do it. So anybody who has issues with crash pads for our wrestlers, guys, we don't want them to get hurt. You know, at the end of the day, Mick Foley is a different type of person. Okay. It was a different time in wrestling. We don't, and also Mick Foley retired early because of all of these injuries and all of these things he did. We don't want our guys to go through the same path. He did it, so other people don't have to. So anyone who has issues with that, get off of it, because there's only one Mick Foley. We're not going to see that type of stuff again. So I'm glad that Sammy is safe, but it was a hell of a leap off the cage. I like matches where my wife is like looking away and cringing and doesn't want to watch it all the way, and all of those things. So I like matches like that, and that's exactly what she was doing yesterday. She was looking away, cringing the whole time, and that's the type of match that I want to watch. So I think this one was much better than the previous one, and I like the ending story they have now with Kingston and everything. So yeah, I'm digging it.
Yeah, this was a great blood and guts match, and like I said, Moxley, Claudio 2.0, and Sammy was the MVPs for this match because 2.0 was bleeding. Oh my God, profusely, just like they did when the Anarchy and Arena match. Claudio had to pull out a big performance. This was his Dynamite debut, even though he made his AEW debut at Forbidden Door. So they had to make Claudio do something really big. This was his Dynamite debut. And of course, Moxley had that win tonight after winning the AEW championship. So I couldn't see the Comic Club losing this match. But just the ending of the match kind of made me feel like the Kingston Jericho rivalry is over. I feel like I think it's gonna end a one-on-one match between them. No that Comic Club, no Jericho appreciation side, just one.
We lost you, Trico. I do think it's going to go with a match between Kingston and Claudio. I feel bad for Kingston. Kingston is like, you can see it's so much fight in him, but his body is broken. His body is broken down. Claudio is a peak athlete. You're not going to beat Claudio unless you go heel and do something really grimy and dirty. But Claudio is just a peak athlete. You're not going to touch him, man. Like, it's okay. And it's okay that you can't touch them. But whatever. Let's see if they have a match and put their beef to an end. But I think this started it. This opened the can for more story. Let's see how healthy Kingston is. I think he might have back issues based on the selling he was doing after the match. But Moxley did a great job. Moxley had the freaking skewers and he was dumping them into people's head. He had forks and he was digging into people's head. The match was just insane. This is the type of stuff that you can only get from AEW. You can't find this on anybody else's wrestling program in America. You know, we only got a couple of programs that come on TV. You can't find this on TV on any other wrestling program. This was free TV. You're not going to find it with any other company. So I don't care what the haters got to say about AEW. At the end of the day, this reminds me of the wrestling I watched in my childhood. This reminds me of what professional wrestling for me supposed to be. It gives me those options of something really violent that you can't find on UFC, that you can't find on basketball or football. You can't find it anywhere else but on AEW. So that's why I mess with this company so heavy for matches like Blood and Guts. Even the matches WWE do, they're war games. Is not as violent. It's just not as violent as what they do on AEW. And I don't know, maybe I like that kind of stuff. Maybe I'm sick in the head for liking it. I don't know. But I'm glad they do it. And it seems like there's a lot of other people who like it as well. So hats off to AEW and Blood and Guts. And they did a hell of a job. And they're telling more story with Kingston and Eddie. So looking forward to see what's coming up next. What'd you think, Trico?
I definitely love it. It was a great Bloody Guts show. And then also after the match, they made the Street Fight TNT title official for next week's Dynamite as well. So they made that official. So but overall, Blood and Guts, a great show. And so yeah, well, of course, we got Rampage to look forward to, and also next week Dynamite with the Street Fight TNT Championship match. But other than that, folks, that's our Dynamite review show for today. And if you guys are watching and listening on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. And also, if you're listening on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and Anchor, so subscribe to the podcast there.
Cool. Well, I think this has been a hell of a month for AEW with the build to Forbidden Door and with the build to Blood and Guts. People were saying, are they doing too much? Man, they working. They working on what they need to work on. And I think with all the injuries they got, they still was able to navigate the waters to some good stuff. Would have been better if Punk was there, maybe. Would it be better if Bryan Danielson was there? Would it be better if Omega was there? Absolutely. But they have such a strong talent pool. They were able to do two big shows, entertain the hell out of their audience, and still get praise from the wrestling community as far as doing a good job. So they have a really strong talent pool. And when one goes down, they do have people to step into that place. And that's Tony being a smart manager and a smart booker. So I think like AEW is not perfect, okay? It's not perfect, but you gotta give them props, man. You gotta give them credit. They are putting out product that doesn't feel like anybody else's product. They're putting out top tier wrestling product that I think in 10 years people are gonna look back and be like, God dang, we were really lucky to be watching wrestling like that at that time. Professional wrestling is back, and they are the ones carrying that flag forward. I'm starting to hear some of my friends who don't watch wrestling saying, man, I'm seeing AEW everywhere, you know, on my timeline or on this or whatever. I'm seeing commercials that's starting to do wrestling like gimmicks. I'm seeing wrestling just more in the mainstream in general. So I'm happy to see that wrestling is starting to become more popular again. And that's only going to do that. And that's thanks to AEW. You know, I'm not saying they're by itself. WWE is a juggernaut, but that competition make people work harder. So AEW really has uplifted the professional wrestling community in the last 3 years. And I'm a super strong supporter of this company. Can't wait to see what they got next. Oh, by the way, Trico, before you go, I thought yesterday was Tuesday for the whole day. So in my brain, I was saying, okay, Dynamite come on tomorrow. I can't wait to see it. Dynamite come on tomorrow, Blood and Guts. And then my wife informed me that no, yes, that day was Wednesday. And I got so excited to find like, oh, I'm watching Blood and Guts tonight. Bet. Like, you know, every day, every time it's Wednesday, man, it's like it's Wednesday, and you know what that means. I get to watch some good professional wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else you want to tap in before we wrap up?
No, man. Empathy is in post-production right now. Trico, I got a movie I want to talk to you about, see if you want to come a part of it, but it's actually a movie about wrestling. It's a movie that I think the wrestling audience will really enjoy. It's a true story about something about how I kind of fell in love with wrestling in my childhood. So I think I'm gonna let you guys know more about that coming soon. And Trico, I want to have a meeting with you about it and see if we can get something off the ground. But yeah, this Empathy is in post. So guys, if you like good movies, look out for Empathy coming out. Hopefully by fall of this year. It's in post production now, and it's looking really good.
Yeah, we'll definitely tap into that. But other than that, folks, he is Leland, and I'm Trico, and we're signing off.
Peace.